So, welcome everyone. Nice to see you today. In case you don't know who I am, I'm Wendy Rosenberg, Vice President at South Florida Title Associates, the Nob Hill branch. I've been in the title business for over 30 years now. I like to say I started when I was 12. Pretty soon it's going to be five, but we're not going to go there yet. I have a great team here at South Florida Title. I have awesome processors and closers. They're bilingual. We can close any real estate in Florida. We work with mobile closers, notary closers, Ron closers. We do commercial, residential, refinances, short sales, you name it, real estate transaction in the state of Florida, South Florida Title. We're your company. I know everybody says to me, Wendy, you do these amazing training classes. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Why do you do all these training classes? So I do all these training classes to build a relationship with you, the realtor, and hope that you're getting good, useful information. And in return, when you need a title company, you're going to think of me, Wendy Rosenberg, South Florida Title Associates, the Nob Hill branch. And if you just put my name on your next contract, I would be super thankful. Like I say, I know you have your in-house title company, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, your favorite attorney, and that's great. I say all the time, I don't need all your business. Of course, I would love all your business, but if every one of you just thought of me on your next contract and put Wendy Rosenberg, South Florida Title Associates, the Nob Hill branch, I'd be super, super thankful. So a lot of work goes into these presentations. It takes me a lot of time and effort to put them together, plan them for you, market them, follow up with you. And I know that you're enjoying them and you're getting great useful information, and just ask in return that give me your next deal. And if it can't be the next one, then the one after. Okay. And I would be super, super appreciative. And I know a lot of you out there are already using us and you're having great experiences because our title company is awesome. We are doing a fabulous job. Those of you that work with us know that we are on top of your files and we are doing a really, really good job. Um, our prices are very competitive. Our settlement fee is $585. We don't upcharge any of our lender fees. We don't charge extra for couriers or notaries unless it's a Ron notary or the seller isn't using us for title, but we do not charge. We don't nickel and dime you. We are very, very fair, very reasonable, and we do an amazing job. So think of me on your next deal. Wendy Rosenberg, South Florida Title Associates, the Nob Hill branch, and I look forward to working with you all. So now I'm going to introduce you to Santiago Leon. He's got an awesome class about Instagram threads. I'm as anxious as you are to find out about it. I really want to learn about this new hot topic, and I'm going to send you a copy of the recording afterwards and the links to the Dropbox. So go ahead, Santiago, take it away.
Appreciate it, Wendy, very much. And yeah, I really recommend her for any services in real estate and title. So Threads, how many of you guys have heard of Threads? You put your hand up or put a thumbs up on Zoom. I know it's kind of new, but I do not blame I will not blame you if you have not heard of it or put it in the chat. Hey, I've heard of it, I have it, but I haven't used it. And that's usually the case for some people. Couple months. So Threads, Meta, Instagram, new social media platform. Juan Carlos has used it or has it. So a little bit about myself. I was uh, born and raised in South Florida, to be exact, Miami. I started my company, Sleon Productions, in 2009, almost 14 years. It's a web and app development company, and also do some video and audio work as well. We develop and maintain websites from one page to a full-fledged website. We also develop e-commerce stores from WooCommerce to Shopify. We also develop mobile apps for iOS and Android. We also develop custom code for special projects in addition. And as I said before, we also work with video and audio. If you need a podcast, if you need video on YouTube or just whatever video you want to post it, we can also do that as well as things are shifting more socially, like Threads. So what is Threads? Uh, Threads is an online social media and social networking service operated by Meta platforms, which are they're known to be uh, over Facebook. This app offers users the ability to post and share text, images, and videos, as well as interact with others' user posts through replies, reposts, and likes. So you see the app here, the logo with threads has an A. And if you see a little bit closer, it kind of looks like Twitter. But we'll get more into it later. So Georgina has heard of it, but don't use it. Yeah, you probably have heard of it. You may have it. But before we go on to the next slide, let me make sure that I have my audio on for the presentation.
Really?
What was that? I heard someone say something.
I
Anyways,
think they forgot to mute.
okay, make sure you guys mute so we can get this going. So, let me play this video, and we'll go from there. Meta has officially debuted its Twitter-like messaging app called Threads, which the company is pitching as Instagram's text-based conversation app. Threads shares Twitter's visual aesthetic as a text-based social media app in which users can post short messages that others can like, share, and comment. Threads is linked to Instagram with users able to use their existing Instagram usernames. People will be able to publish posts that are up to 500 characters long. Instagram users will also be able to share their thread post via the app's story feature in addition to any other platform you choose. The Threads app is now available to download for free. If you have any questions, please contact us at sleonproductions.com. That's a quick intro of Threads. How did Threads get started? Well, in November, about a year ago in 2022, while on vacation in Italy, Adam Mosseri, head of Instagram, received a call from Mark Zuckerberg, his boss at Meta, and this call followed Elon Musk taking control of Twitter. Zuckerberg wanted to attract creators from Twitter to Meta's platforms. Mosseri, who oversees Instagram, discussed potential Twitter-like features to add to their apps. However, Zuckerberg proposed a more ambitious plan, building a separate app to directly compete with Twitter. Just 7 months later, Ada unveiled Threads. So, pretty much what Mark wanted to do is to compete against Twitter because Twitter was going through changes. Elon Musk acquired it. So Mark Zuckerberg, which in the past, he has taken some elements of other apps and put it into Instagram, but this time he wanted to make Threads all stand alone. For example, Instagram added a thing called Stories a couple of years ago, which that came from Snapchat. But now he's using Twitter. Thanks to know how Threads. The platform looks a lot like Twitter with a feed of largely text-based posts, although users can also post photos and videos where people can have real-time conversation. There is a 500 character limit. It is similar to Twitter. Users can reply to repost and quote others' thread posts. Also, Threads offer the ability to share posts from Threads directly to Instagram stories. So once you post that post on Threads, you could share it directly on Instagram stories, which a lot of people will see. Thread accounts can also be listed as public or private. Verified Instagram accounts are automatically verified on Threads. Threads is available in 100 countries and more than 30 languages via Apple's iOS and Android. Any questions, concerns, comments? Let me know in the chat. The long awaited, and there is a web version of Threads, which had recently arrived a past few weeks. The reason why, because they want to compete against Twitter. Twitter has a good web version. So Threads has recently added it on their web version. You can log in via Instagram and you'll get in pretty easy. Could Threads be the Twitter X killer? As you know, Twitter changed their name to X recently. Meta has at least one significant leg up on Twitter: the size of its existing user base. Meta is hopefully to capture at least some of its more than 2 billion global active Instagram users with the new app. That is compared to Twitter's active user base, which is somewhere around 250 million users. Meta's existing scale and infrastructure could play to its advantage, whereas many of the other Twitter competitors rolled out in recent months have required users to join waitlists or receive invitations to sign up, only to work to recreate the network on the new site. Threads makes it remarkably easy for users to get started. Mosseri noted in a video posted to the platform that the challenge for new social media platforms often is not getting users to sign up, but rather keeping them engaged long term, which is probably like the biggest issue with a lot of these new apps is they have a huge bump registrations, but people to stay on, it's a little bit of a different story. But we'll get into the stats of how it did because it was pretty significant. Top statistics on Threads. Threads currently has 120 million users. In just 1 hour, Threads surpassed 1 million users, which is a lot. In 2 days, Threads reached 70 million users. And Kim Kardashian is the most followed Threads account with 5.3 million followers, which is huge. Top statistics. If you look in the stats here, Threads in 1 hour, it reached 1 million users, which is which was quicker than ChatGPT, Clubhouse, Instagram, Spotify, Dropbox, Facebook, Foursquare, Twitter, Airbnb, and Netflix. So it was really fast. Also, the time taken to reach 10 million users only took 7 hours for Threads to reach that mark compared to ChatGPT, Spotify, and the other ones. So it's quite significant how this app was pretty easy to transition. And I believe like the first day when you had to get join Threads, you went to Instagram. I think they sent you a prompt. Hey, you want to join Threads? You got the app, and you instantly can transfer your username from Instagram into Threads. Who here has Instagram? I think most of you guys do. It is a very picturesque app, video app. But now with Threads, obviously it's more like Twitter, short blurbs, text, things like that. Nina and Meredith have it. Juan Carlos says, I heard of Threads, but don't have it. Why would you want to use Threads if Twitter is basically the same thing? Who owns Threads? Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook owned Threads. So we'll get to the part why you need Threads rather than having it on Twitter. So future features of Threads. Young app, only a few months old. They're going to implement more of a editing feature for posts. There's also going to be translation options for various languages. There'll also be easy account switching function for different Threads accounts, which you guys probably do on Instagram already. Hashtags coming. Believe it or not, hashtags is not very common in Threads. You can put them, you can post them, but it's not a big feature on there yet. Threads will also introduce an only follow tab, catering to the desire for a more personalized and focused feed. Also, the possibility of incorporating Instagram DMs into Threads experience. So you're able to DM people on Threads, but also on Instagram, you get those messages if you don't open up your Threads app much. Pretty cool. So, how are companies using Threads? Many of you guys have your own companies, maybe you're self-employed. There's a few examples like Coca-Cola. The sentiments seem to influence the content brands are posting to the app. For example, Coca-Cola's Threads account shared lighthearted jokes, memes, and icebreakers. So, if you see from the example on the right, Coca-Cola says, "Our message to the UFOs: please bring back Starlight." Is very lighthearted. It's a joke. Another poster put weekend plans. They just put a bunch of emojis: heart, movies, popcorn, soda. You, and then they at reply to AMC theaters, "Save us a seat, please." And they also wrote, typing the thread during my Coca-Cola break. What about you? So they're very lighthearted, nothing significant, nothing hard, but they just want to start things small, just to keep the brand out there, to be visible, which is common with these big brand companies because you want to be visible everywhere. And maybe Threads could attract a certain type of audience. Should you be on Threads? Threads is still in its infancy, so it's hard to predict what kind of content will thrive on the app in the long run. Focus on making your brand more relatable and human, since that content and personality seems to do well on the app. Promote engagement from their followers and foster community by liking, reposting, and replying to relevant content from their audience. Zach Zuckerberg and Elon are fighting for audience. They are, and they did challenge each other for I think a martial arts matchup. I think it was Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. That never happened. I heard Elon had a back, and then Zuck wanted something a little bit more concise or something a little bit more had like have an actual meetup, but Elon kind of backed off. But maybe in the future. So how can you get Threads? Pretty easy. You can get it on your Android, Google Play App Store, and also on the iOS App Store, or you go on the website threads.net. Now, I don't know if you need an Instagram account to be on Threads, but most of you guys have Instagram accounts. But if you want to do vice versa, I'm sure you could register. So you might not need an Instagram, but I'll definitely go. We'll look into that a little bit more in the future. And here's my contact. If you have any more information, need more information about this or any of my services, you can reach me at sleonproductions.com, or you could follow me on X, Instagram, Threads, YouTube at Sleon. And my email is sleon@sleonproductions.com. Any questions, concerns, comments?
So if we want to do Threads, we have to download the app and try to figure it out. Does your Dropbox have any information like
I can show
how
you a quick demonstration
okay,
on my phone, and we could go through the process here.
that'd be great. I would like to see that.
Let's see here. Okay, perfect. Let me know if you see my phone. You should see it in a few seconds. There it is.
Yes.
So I open up the app itself, and the first thing I see is Lionel Messi, showing off his Adidas shoes. Very, very concise. You could put up to 500 characters, but for this account, they became very short. So this pops up. Obviously, all this is a feed itself. If you click on this first post, you could comment. So I'm put reply to this. Ox Soccer, great shoes. And it'll post and start engagement. Some people might reply back. You can also repost. You can repost to your feed, or you could send it to Instagram add to story, post to feed, post to. Oh, you could also post to X. Interesting. I did not see that till now. Let me see
What is
what
that?
happens. X is Twitter, pretty much. Let me see what
Okay.
it does. Okay, so it poses the link. Interesting. So when you post to Instagram, it will create a link. Oh, you can share the link with your friends. Okay, cool. But if you want to post to feed on Instagram, it'll take you to Instagram and it will post this onto your feed on Instagram. Pretty cool. So creating the post, let me show you a quick post. You're at the home page, and if you see at the bottom is a square with a line at the right in like the middle. Click on that, and you could just write say temple feed. This is an example of a thread post. And you can add emojis, you can add an image. If you click on the attachment symbol right beneath it, you can add an image or video. So I'm gonna take this picture of avocados that I found in my kitchen. They're kind of very they're not
So that's cool. You can click that attachment thing and your attachment will just pop right up in there.
yeah, pretty yeah, right instant. Or you can also post a video. So let me show you a video. I'm gonna click on the attachment and I'll post this cool stadium video that I saw online, and you can post a video. The example of a threads post, and then once you're done, you just hit post, and it should post in a few seconds, less than 30 seconds.
So
Typically,
this is
videos might
linked
take
to your
longer.
Instagram account. Instagram
Correct.
threads is so whatever's on your Instagram account will be on your threads account.
No. If you want to share it on your Instagram, you gotta select that option, share to Instagram.
But your
That's
audience is your Instagram audience.
Yes, correct. Usually your followers on Instagram will go into threads itself. So this will take a little bit while because it's a big video. You can also search for topics, search for users. Let's say I'm going to type in real estate. Let's see if anyone's talking about real estate on threads. And there it is. There's a few posters on threads on real estate from different parts of the country. It's about Houston. Did you know that having a title policy is an essential aspect of real estate transactions? And this person posted a video called Planet B Television. I'm not sure they're related to real estate, but um, you click on the video, it makes it larger. You could retweet it. I mean, repost it. Sorry. You could also send it on your Instagram, and you can share it on X or share it to your friends.
And that doesn't go to Facebook though, it goes to Instagram or Twitter.
Instagram, correct. Not on Facebook. I'm surprised, Wendy, because it would not be a bad idea if they did do it there. But maybe for the time being. So my post has been posted. When you click on the little man on the lower right, all your posts are there.
Wait, which little man on the lower right?
Right here, where you see the home, the search.
I'm not
Let me
seeing that.
see. Let me see if I can draw it out here on the right here.
It's not, oh, my screen isn't going down that low. Okay.
That's why.
Yeah,
So
I have my toolbar at the bottom. It's that's why I can't see that. Okay.
yeah, so who own threads? Mark Zuckerberg, lots of muscle. What is your phone number? I'll put it towards the end. Is it directly tied to my Instagram account? Yes. I want to set it up to a business page like Facebook. Do I need a new account? So that's the tricky part. Threads and business. I believe there's no business level yet for threads. I'm pretty sure that they will add that feature down the road, but right now they don't have business accounts. And if Instagram is tied to threads with the same context, then it should be able like send the same thing twice to the same audience. Yes and no. Yes, but keep in mind there might be more people checking threads than Instagram or like vice versa. And maybe your post on threads could be slightly different from Instagram. So keep that in mind. All right. Any questions?
So it seems like we don't need hashtags on threads.
You don't have to. You can add them, but it's not emphasized a lot on threads as much as on Twitter, Wendy. So you can add them, but it's not like a big feature on threads yet.
So you'll still get like the bigger audiences that even if you don't have hashtags.
Correct. Yeah, like what they're gonna do on threads is like they're gonna search for keywords from your post. For example, if you search for real estate, maybe your post might go up towards the search. So
So it finds the words automatically rather than having to put hashtags in.
correct. Yeah.
Oh,
But
well, that
hashtags,
sounds good.
yeah, exactly. But they are going to implement more hashtag features down the road. So we'll see what they'll do with that.
Oh, I like that.
Yep.
Okay. So to set it up, we just go to the App Store, we download the Threads account, and then we can start fooling around with it and look at your Dropbox and see what you have in there.
Correct. So I'm going to App Store and go through threads, search it, and it should be the first one. And
So
voila.
that's the Threads. Okay. And
Yeah.
then do you have to create an account or will it just automatically link to your Instagram?
It will automatically link to your Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram, I'm sure they're going to ask you to register and you go from there.
Okay, so it links to Instagram, but not Facebook.
Correct. Yeah, this is more Instagram centric.
Okay,
And
and are you using it yet?
yes, I use it every week. I probably post like 3 times a week. I just post some stuff on sports or quotes that I see online, and I just see some engagement here and there. It's not as like engaging as Twitter for now, but we'll see down the road.
It's more engaging than Instagram, right?
Uh, Instagram is more has more engagement than Threads. Yeah.
So then what's the benefit of Threads is easy to do. You can copy a picture easily. You don't
Yeah,
need to do hashtags.
it's good for like simple text posts, blurbs. It's still in its infancy, so maybe down the road there might be more engagement. There might be people more searching on threads. So they're keeping this app like they're still growing the app still. So they still see a whole lot of potential in it.
Okay, and then there's another question from Juan Carlos. If Instagram is tied to Threads with the same context, then it would be sending to the same audience.
Yeah,
Yes,
I already
right?
answered that question. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you go on threads, you have the option to follow the same people from Instagram. You may not want to have the same people. Like when I first registered on threads, they pulled a huge list of people that I want to follow to, and I just hit yes, 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 or I just skip like the person that I didn't want to continue following on threads. So you have that option to select or unselect. But you could go from there, and you can see some new people. Like for example, Kim Kardashian posted some kind of different stuff than her other social media accounts. So there might be a benefit there.
Okay, and then what's the difference between posting versus sending to the feed?
Difference between posting to the feed. So when you post, it only sees on threads itself. So the person will have to see your post on threads. But when you share it to the feed, you're gonna share it to Instagram feed, which is what I can capture from your question. So when you share it to your feed, it's going to Instagram, and
So it's
and it
better to
goes
share
to
it to your feed, then you get more exposure, right?
correct. And when you share it to your feed, they're gonna like brand threads all over your little post. So it's kind of like a win-win for them because they want people to go to threads. So, which let me show you how that is because how this whole branding thing with threads and Instagram is. Okay. So when I shared this post about Lionel Messi, when I hit that little mail thing and when I hit uh when I post a feed, you see right behind the like the little card, it shows like the threads branding a bit, which is
Oh,
not
the
that
black lines
visible.
behind it.
Yeah, the
Okay.
blank lines. So let me hit send. I say, oh, this is a cool pic of Messi in his boots. Share it, and it should come up right there. So you don't see it as much, but I think if you post on your stories, they'll show it more. So add to story. So when you add to story, you see the branding a little bit more. So people are gonna, if you're gonna, let me draw this out for you. If you see this, you see via thread. So like they're trying to advertise it if you share it on stories. And of course, you see the background right here. So cool. Any more questions?
So I guess we kind of have to play around with it and
Yeah,
see how it works, and then circle back and ask you more questions after we fool around with it a little bit and get our feet wet.
absolutely. And I will definitely keep Threads as an app to use because they have a huge database they got from Instagram into Threads. We're talking about
It seems like
200.
it's easier to use than Instagram because we don't need the
Yeah,
hashtags, and you just click that button and we can put pictures right in there.
exactly. It's way easier. It's way simplistic. You get images, videos, and texts up to 500 characters. You can write articles on it pretty much.
So why would we
Um,
want to use Instagram if we could use Threads?
Instagram, I think, is more for like being more creative. I guess. Obviously, you can create like your own videos. You can edit videos. It's also they emphasize a lot with images a lot, so it's going to be right up like right in your face type of thing. But with Threads, it's more like text based in a way.
But
Um,
you can just click that paper clip and you can upload any images.
you could, but it's more towards like the it's more it's not as emphasized as much as Instagram. Instagram, they'll like enlarge that video or that image a little larger than Threads does. And more people are using Instagram for now for the time being. So
So just another avenue to work with.
absolutely, and I'll for sure keep this app like I'll keep this app in, like the radar for sure because it seems like they're putting a lot of stuff into it, a lot of investment. So there might be opportunities down the road. Um, and yeah, just keep posting. I mean,
So it's
I
just in
post
the
to a lot of
infancy
different.
stages.
Exactly, it's in the early stages. I post everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, even WhatsApp. Like the status that could have an effect. You know, if you post about your listing on Threads or on WhatsApp. You
I
never
guess
know.
the
You
more
you might get
places you
one
can post, the
customer.
better off, right?
Exactly. You know, like you might have clients up north. Oh wow, you're in Miami, you're in Broward. This is the place where I want to move. I saw your post on Threads. I was just there by accident, and I saw your profile, and I got your number, your email, and the rest is history. So
Okay, that sounds good. All right, so
keep
I'll
your
send a
options
copy
open.
of the recording and a copy of the Dropbox links and the slides. And if anybody has questions, your contact information is on the presentation, so anybody can call you. And I think it's a good, little taste of what Instagram Threads is, so that we can play around with it and just have another avenue for marketing.
Absolutely. And I forgot to post
Always
my phone
about that,
number.
always about finding other avenues for marketing, other things to do. And I appreciate your doing the presentation for us today. And everybody else on here, thank you. Keep me in mind when you need a title company. Wendy Rosenberg, South Florida Title Associates, the Nob Hill branch. Love to work with you. We're doing an awesome, awesome job at title. Our fees are great. My processors and closers are great. Got some great classes coming up for the rest of the month. Just want to give you a little heads up here. Next Tuesday would be the 12th. I have a Zoom meeting with Alexander Johnson, and he's going to talk about landlord tenant. There's some changes to the landlord tenant laws, and I think that'd be an awesome class for you guys to check out. That will be at 1 o'clock next Tuesday. Following Tuesday, the 19th, I'm teaching a class, a 3-hour CE class at Sawgrass, Roadmap to a Successful Closing. For any of you that need your CE credits, you might want to jump in that class. And then my last class in September will be Thursday, the 28th on Zoom with Marty Kerr, the Broward County property appraiser. He needs no formal introduction. He's going to talk about homestead portability and deed fraud. So another class you don't want to miss. And I'm working on my lineup for October. So have lots of great classes for you guys. It seems like they're pretty much every week. I'm going to have some in-person classes in October and November. I'm working on those as well. Stay safe. Think of me when you need a title company. I'd love to work with you all. I really appreciate those of you that are already supporting me. And I know that you're going to be super, super happy with us. And keep me in mind. Have a great day. Stay safe. And I will catch you guys next time. Thank you,
Yes, thank you.
Santiago.
Thank you, Wendy. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.